I'm going to make a crumble. It's a blueberry, apple and cinnamon. Imagine the scenario, your partner's diabetic, you're having a dinner party tonight and you suddenly find out that you have a vegan coming for dinner and also one of your other guests is coeliac. This dessert is one that's going to work for you. It's an apple, blueberry and cinnamon crumble. I've already peeled 3 apples here and I'm putting them into a bowl of cold water with a wee bit of lemon juice, and the lemon juice stops the apple from going brown. I'm going to transfer the apple now into the saucepan with a tiny little bit of water here, and that's just to stop the apple from burning to the bottom of the saucepan. And now I'm going to add 100 grams of sugar to about 500 grams of apple. That's 100 grams of xylitol. And I'm going to let that cook on the hob behind me for about 10 to 15 minutes till it softens. And then what I'll do is I'll allow it to cool slightly before I add in my blueberries. So I'm using some porridge oats. I'm using also coconut flour, and I'm using, that's 200 grams of oats to 100 grams of coconut flour. Coconut flour is very high in protein, it's a low carbohydrate and it's very high in fibre. So this works really well for low GI, works really well for people with diabetes. That gets mixed in. And again, it's gluten free. I'm going to add in 50 grams of ground almonds, and you can grind your own almonds down fresh if you like, or you can buy ground almonds in your supermarket. So again, high in protein and great for people with diabetes, and also this combination is all gluten free. I'm using some xylitol, about 100 grams of xylitol, low GI. For more protein, I'm adding some chopped nuts. I'm using some chopped hazelnuts and chopped almonds. And lastly, I'm going to add some cinnamon. And cinnamon also controls blood sugar and great for people with diabetes, and it's really good for anybody to have it maybe on your porridge in the morning, or even use it in tagines and cooking. So it's roughly about 2 small teaspoons of cinnamon. And this gives it a lovely warm flavour. Now we'll mix all the dry ingredients together with your hands. Just get in there and play with it. What I'm going to do is actually add in some melted coconut oil, which I have here already. And you just pour that in. You can use butter in this recipe, but the reason I'm adding coconut oil is because my vegan guest coming to dinner tonight. Just rub that in. It's quite a moist mixture. If you don't have any of these scenarios that I spoke about, you could use oats and spelt flour instead, as coconut flour is rather expensive and so are almonds. But it's just, sometimes it's great to have a dessert that will work for everybody, and it's lovely for all the family. So that's all ready. You can see the apple is slightly cooled down and I've added in the blueberries whole. They're going to actually cook in the oven. The apple is still a little bit of a bite in it, but it will cook through. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to cook these in little individual cups. About a dessert spoon, 1 to 2 dessert spoons in each. What we want to happen here, as the apple and blueberry cook in the oven, the juices are all going to come out over the cup. So it's going to look gorgeous. Okay, I have a lot of crumble left over here. So if I was going to use it for a granola, I would actually spread it flat out on a tray, a baking tray, and put it into the oven at about 140 degrees for about 30 to 40 minutes, tossing once or twice. And that'll give it a nice crunchy effect. And I'm going to just finish off the crumble. Now lastly, I'm going to top it with crumble. So I'd say about a heaped dessert spoon of crumble on top of each. Now I'm going to place these in the oven at about 170 degrees for about 20 to 25 minutes.
The xylitol is great in many ways because it's a very useful alternative to normal sugar. It's low GI, it has fewer calories, It's good for the teeth, and it's also free of artificial sweeteners because this is a natural product. Of course, everything has its downsides, and this one does too. It really is a purified product, so it doesn't have anything else in it in the way of nutrients. But if you're looking for a low GI sweetener, then this is a very good example of what you can use.
I also use coconut flour and some ground almonds and some gluten-free oats.
So this is going to be suitable for people who want a low GI, diabetic, and people that are worried about blood sugar. And it's also suitable for I'd say most celiacs as well, because although it does have oats in it, you've actually used gluten-free oats, haven't you?
Yes, I have. Well, actually, if they didn't want to use oats, they could use a combination of quinoa flakes and millet flakes.
That's true. Yeah, very good.
Oh, now this is how it's supposed to look.
Look at that. That's smashing.
Gluten-free, dairy-free,
And low GI.
and low GI. Okay, I'm going to put some creme fraiche on top of mine, but again, dairy-free, you can use soya yogurt or coconut yogurt. Gorgeous.
Lovely. Yeah.
So this is
That's
one
great.
for us to try. Oh, I think it's going to be very hot. What do you think?
It's really good. Really good.
Yeah, I'm going to go blueberry.